SkyGuardian, you recommend we read from another section of the Vachanamrut. As you wish, my friend. So let us take a short interim and read from another passage of this spiritual scripture called the Vachanamrut. It's a set of spiritual discourses from a great being in the turn of the 19th century called Bhagwan Swaminarayan. I hope that this passage is full of universal spiritual truth that we can learn from ourselves, even if it differs in time and culture. This passage is Gadhadā 1:59, called Unparalleled Love. On Phagun, Sudhi the 14th, Samvat 1876, which is the 27th of February, 1820. I wonder if that's a leap year. Sriji Maharaj was sitting facing west on a large decorated cot on the veranda outside the west-facing rooms in front of the mandir of Sri Vasudev Narayan in Dada Khachar's Darbar in Gadhadā. Got that? Now repeat it back to me. He was wearing a white case and had covered himself with a white cotton cloth. He had also tied a white cloth with a border of silken thread around his head. His forehead had been anointed with sandalwood paste. At that time, an assembly of munis as well as devotees from various places had gathered before him. Sriji Maharaj then said, "Please begin a question-answer session." Thereupon, Muktanand Swami asked, "Maharaj, how can unparalleled love towards God be developed? How can we have love for the source of all things, whatever it may be?" Sriji Maharaj replied, "A person should have the following understanding. He who I have..." Oh, did I skip a sentence? I did skip a sentence. Firstly, conviction in God. In other words, he who I have attained is undoubtedly God himself. They should also have the attributes of an astik, which I believe is a theist, a believer, basically. Furthermore, they should realize the divine powers of that God. In other words, this God is the master of Brahma Mahol, Golok, Shvet Dweep, and all of the other abodes. He is the master of countless millions of Brahmans. This is a word that could be interpreted either to mean something like solar system, or even galaxy, or universe. Countless million Brahmans. It literally means cosmic eggs from where life is allowed to exist. And is the all-doer. They should never believe Purush, the cosmic person, Kal, which is time, Karma, action, Maya, the material physical reality, the three gunas, the qualities of darkness, light, and activity, the 24 elements, or even Brahma, the creator, and the other devas, deities, to be the creators of this Brahmand, this universe. Instead, they should realize only Purushottam Bhagwan to be the creator and the Antaryami, the innermost being of all. Such an understanding, along with faith in the manifest form of God, is the only way to develop unparalleled love for God. Muktanand Swami asked further, Despite having realized such glory of God, why does a person still not develop unparalleled love for God? That's one of the most interesting points for me in Hinduism, is that you're not born with love for God. It has to be developed, worked on. It's a skill, you could say. Some people are really skilled at it. The rest of us, we really have to work for it, because there's a lot of things to overcome. Sriji Maharaj explained, if one has realized the glory of God in this way, then they indeed do have unparalleled love for God, but they do not know this. For example, Hanumanji possessed immense strength, but he did not realize it until someone else revealed it to him. Also, when Pralambasur abducted Baldevji, haven't heard of this story, Baldevji possessed tremendous strength, but he himself was unaware of this fact. Only when a divine voice from the sky informed him did he become aware of his strength. In the same way, that devotee does indeed have unparalleled love for God. They are simply not aware of it. Muktanand Swami asked further, how then can the strength of that love be realized? Sriji Maharaj answered, by practicing satsang, which is association with saints and saintly people, spiritual seekers like yourself, and by listening to the sacred scriptures, one realizes that one has unparalleled love. And I love this point too, that it doesn't come to you one day. It's always been there. We've just been labeling it something else. We didn't even realize that it was love for God. We called it something different. We called it wonder for the mystery of the universe, or general gratitude for our life. That's all a form of love for the source. Thereafter, Muktanand Swami asked another question. Places, times, and actions become either favorable or unfavorable. Is this due to the company one keeps, or to some other factor? Sriji Maharaj explained, all places are a part of the earth, and so they are the same everywhere. Time is also the same everywhere. However, wherever an extremely powerful spiritual person presides, those are a lot of P's, powerful person presides, adverse places, adverse times, and adverse actions all become favorable by their influence. A great spiritual practitioner, they can turn unfavorable places and times into something that benefits them. You can be gratitude for the lesson that this moment is. Like if you have a breakup, you could say to yourself, this is an opportunity to discover my independence. Or if someone lied to you, you could say, this is an opportunity to value honesty. If you're feeling really dumb, you could say to yourself, I have so much underutilized intelligence. I wish I could come to use it more. The first way of phrasing each of these things, it's adverse. But the second way, although equivalent, is productive and favorable. Conversely, by associating with an extremely unfortunately minded person, we shall say, even favorable places, favorable times, and favorable actions become adverse. Therefore, the person is the governing factor in determining whether places, times, and actions are favorable or unfavorable. Who we associate with is so important. If that person is extremely powerful, they will influence places, times, and actions according to their nature throughout the whole world. A person of slightly less power will be able to influence only one region, and one who is even less powerful will be able to influence only one village. A person of even less power than that will be able to influence only a neighborhood or their own household. In this way, the favorable or unfavorable influences of places, times, and actions are dependent upon the purity and impurity of these two types of people. I think that makes sense in my experience also. I've gone through some tough times that were made bearable through some great people. And I've had some great moments seemingly ruined by some terrible people. But in absence of a truly great person, we can always bring to mind someone great in our heart or within our own self. We can become that spiritual being which lights up all darkness. So that was Gadhadā 159, Unparalleled Love. Thank you for listening. That's the end of the passage. John Oliver, you noticed that the reading said time is the same everywhere in the universe. Is that accurate or symbolic? I believe that's referring to the fact that wherever you are, the time is now. The place is here. That we might call it by different times, different places, but wherever you are, that is your present moment.